Now, I went from averaging 230 yards with driver to 280 with fixing these two massive mistakes that I had in my golf swing. But I see this with so many golfers with driver. So let's get to it. Bunch of good drills in this video and let's improve your driver distance. So my first mistake was this here. And that was not getting onto my lead side quick enough. So obviously that was a bit of an exaggeration. But what we see there is for a lot of golfers, including myself, not getting that pressure left. So for me, I had that left heel stayed up until roughly at around impact was when it started to get back down again. You're going to create no speed at all doing that. So way back when I fixed this, my coach at the time, which is the world best long drive coach, Lee Cox, and what he got me doing was really feeling that left heel slamming down as quickly as we can. So we would really feel this almost at completion of the backswing, because if we can get that left heel slamming back down, we've got more time for that pressure we've just loaded into the ground to explode back up again. So just merely working on that really massively increased my distance straight away, to where then it became a lot easier to hit my 280 or total, and that was even a little bit off the bottom of the face, which is why the carry was a little bit low. So for me, 106, 286 total, absolutely great. So you've got to get this left heel slamming down. The quicker you can get it slamming down and get that pressure into the left side, the quicker then you can move and explode out the ground to create some more distance. And there was two drills that we did to be able to fix this. So absolutely all of you out there can improve on this. I'm a golfer with cerebral palsy. If you haven't seen my channel before, that affects my lead side. So for me, it is incredibly difficult to get into the lead side. So you can absolutely do this. I still struggle with it from every now and again from there. These are drills I keep doing all the time. So first and foremost, we did the step through drill. So if I put the ball here, just like I'm hitting at the wall, which I will not be doing, is we set up to the golf ball, get the left foot, bring it over to the right. And as soon as I take the club back, boom, step forward. Very hard drill, but what that's doing, that's getting you to your left side, getting the pressure down as early as you can. So really over exaggerating it. So like we said, the earlier we get that pressure left, the more we can spike that force back out the ground as we turn and post up through the shot. So this is a great way to exaggerate this practice method of getting it into your swing with that left side planting down. So left foot over, bring the club over. As soon as you take the club back, step through. It's hard to hit a ball doing it. So that's where, for me, God, just as well, it didn't pick it up. That didn't feel like the best of strikes, but that's not the point. The point is really getting that feeling and that pressure going over, even just doing it practice swing. Left foot to right foot, and then boom, swinging through, we'll get that pressure moving earlier into that lead side. So the second drill we did to work on this was called the no backswing drill, is what we like to say. So that's where we felt like we were swinging to no backswing. In reality, we would be feeling like we're swinging just past kind of our takeaway position. In reality, it will be getting almost to left arm parallel. But what we're trying to do is hit the driver as far as we can from that position. What the body will instinctively do from there will be getting the pressure left earlier and then really turn through the shot, because you haven't got enough time to generate with the arm. So that's where a lot of people who don't get that pressure left, let's say early enough, they're using mostly arm speed. So this completely takes arm speed out of it and makes you maximize your body force. So that's where we're just feeling like we're swinging to here, but in reality, we're going to be halfway back. But then we're just trying to hit the ball as far as we can with that very minimal arm swing. So getting there, a little bit off the bottom of the face, but we can see that still, for that very short swing, still carried 200 yards from a miss hit, still went 245 and still was 100 miles an hour of club head speed. So that's where John Rahm's short swing came from, that drill. It's how you can get really powerful, even with a short movement, because it's getting your body to get left and turn from there. That was how we fixed the first point. So the second thing that robbed me of distance and made me a really short hitter, and that was I had the tendency of doing this, just whipping that club on the inside. What that's doing, that's opening up the club face. That's going to make me then have to slow down again my body movement to be able to time up the face. So if I'm going to roll that face open in the takeaway, if I'm going to try and hit the ball to target, which is going to be really hard to do, hit it off the toe in a big slinger there, that's very close to how I used to hit the driver, but we can see 204 carry, 248, not the most I could get out of it, and a lot slower of a club head speed than my normal 105, 106. Because again, if that club face is open from that rolled takeaway, you have got to slow the body down to be able to re-square it. You can't get into that left side quick enough. You won't be able to turn. You have to fix it. So what we did to fix this was a little bit of an exaggerated feel, a little drill to help us with a visual cue. And I'm also going to tell you, if I was to work on this all over again, what would be the best way I would work on it for the fastest improvement possible? So, okay, we'll get to that in a minute. So what we did, we had a little T in the butt end of the glove, or club there. And then ultimately we wanted to feel, okay, we're getting the T pointing more at the belt buckle. We almost wanted to feel a little bit kind of crazy, a little bit extreme. So even feeling like the T was pointing at the right leg. So that's getting us a little bit almost Jim Furyk or Matthew Wolf-like. But all it's doing the opposite for what the roll on the inside is. Because when we roll the club on the inside, that's called forearm pronation, left forearm. So that's where underside of the forearm rotates towards the ground. So when we get this T pointing either at belt buckle or more at right leg as an exaggeration, that's getting us in a more supinated forearm position, or forearm underside of it pointing up towards the sky there. So we just did a load of rehearsals of that, really getting that exaggerated feel. And then when we were over the ball, it was more of a feeling, again, kind of like a Jim Furyk start to backswing, but it never really looked like that. So it looked a little bit more like this. So much, again, really hard one to do. I completely mishit it because, again, it's a really crazy feeling. Like I said, when we work on anything different in a golf swing, we're not going to hit it absolutely perfectly straight away. So after, again, a good bunch of work on this, really getting that good exaggerated feel, doing it a lot in the pre-shot routine. Again, one of the things Lee used to say back in the day to me, he was like saying, when we work on something brand new, and he had this really nice little bay hitting out onto range, he said, I don't care whether you hit the side of the bay. You know, if you hit the side of the bay, I know you're trying really hard. So that one wouldn't have been far off hitting the side of the bay. So when we get any new movement in, don't worry about hitting a few bad shots. So again, getting that feeling in, and then just replicating as well as we can then, let's say out on the golf course. And that's a brilliant way to then get it back into our game. So we can see there much better. Around 104, 256 carry, 281 total, much more where I'd expect it to be. So let's talk about how I would work on this if this was something I needed to work on now, which would be great for all of you struggling with this problem. So if I was to go back in time and work on this all over again and make this change a lot quicker, I would use this, the Hack Motion device, because the Hack Motion measures what we do with our wrists and it also measures what we do with our forearms. So, okay, I'm in here in the inside takeaway drill. So what we're going to see, if I just get myself into a setup position and then let's say I'll whip the club way on the inside, you're going to see there it says slow down, extend that wrist. A little bit of wrist extension does get us into a better takeaway position, as we can see with those nice chimes. But again, if I get a little bit too whipped in, a little bit of forearm rotation, we get into, again, not that nice zone. So this gives me immediate feedback. It's buzzing my wrist and I can actually hear it, giving me into a good spot. So then what we'll do, we'll swing up and swing through from there, just so we're getting into that really good motion. So, okay, really brilliant one. If we've got feedback, we can make a change really quickly. So let's go again. Okay, so get into our takeaway. Perfect. So then what we'll do, I'll just go and then nudge a little one down there from there, and that's going to give me a really good rep. So normally on TrackMan, if you're just nudging one down there, it doesn't really give you a reading. But absolutely, that ball is going flying away. From a ball I just nudged into the net, that has gone quite a distance behind me. So, okay, if we're doing this, I would want to absolutely get as many reps as I can, just nice and slow. That's where something like a Hack Motion is going to be really helpful for you to do. Because again, it's going to be a way where you don't necessarily need your T, don't need any other way of getting into there. You don't even need to necessarily exaggerate, because you can just get yourself into a nice one. Again, if we go here, getting that great feedback. Even if I go too much, we can see. So, okay, gets you into that great spot. So going just outside that wheel there. Brilliant. So, okay, again, let me get a good rep. Getting into our spot. Actually wants me to slow down, get into address. There we go. And then just swing up and swing through. And again, that will give me a really good repetition. And for one that I just nudged down there, it's gone remarkably straight. Why is that? Because my takeaway was in a good spot. So again, if I was to work on this all over again, Hack Motion will be the way, because it will give me good feedback. If you want a discount on a Hack Motion, there's plenty other ways to use it. That's just the way I'm talking about it from this video. If you're struggling with extension, and you need more flexion of the left wrist, it gives you even drills for rotation of the body in the downswing. Reads it all through your wrist. So again, link in the description for a nice discount to pick one up. So okay guys, if you enjoyed this video, click that like button. If you want more golf instruction, just like this, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button too, to be notified every time I put out a video. And if you want a specific topic for me to touch on deep dive, which is today's video, absolutely let me know in the comments.